Hey guys, I know y'all been waiting on this forever. A lot of people have been asking me to do this, and I do think it's a good knife to do because not everybody buys knives with super steel, and not everybody that buys knives with super steel likes to use those knives. So I think everybody can agree on this knife, and I think it's going to outperform a lot of people's expectations. So today it is the Spyderco Tenacious, and I think my hands are all healed up. I'm not very tired anymore. I was really fatigued after doing all these tests. This knife should perform pretty well. The cut should be fairly easy because the blade is fairly thin. It has a nice grind on it. 8CR gets extremely sharp, so this has possibly one of the sharpest edges that I've ever gotten. So it's going to start out extremely sharp, and it'll probably dull pretty fast by S90V standards, but I do think that this will surprise a lot of people. Anybody that doesn't like Spyderco's expensive knives, you really get a treat with these China-made knives. The quality is excellent, as you can tell. The centering is absolutely spot on. There is no blade play, and it's just as fast as Spyderco's other knives. So this is a good deal. I'm going to go ahead and focus you back in. I'm going to make you hear the manual or autofocus. Sorry about that. Last time you'll have to hear it. I'm going to go ahead and test sharpness. Okay, you can see it, and I mean it's super sharp. There's no getting around that. One of the sharpest knives I've ever done. So I'm just going to go ahead and get to it so I don't make another 20-minute video. Again, this is a roughly 3 feet of 1/4 inch sisal rope. Oh wow. This is a treat. I don't know if you've watched my other videos, but I have yet to have a knife that cuts this rope this efficiently. Wow. That's nice for a $30 knife. Gonna go ahead and test sharpness after a few cuts. Still pretty daggum sharp, pretty impressive. What's more impressive is these awesome draw cuts I'm able to make. That is really impressive. I just did cut myself. I knew that was going to happen eventually, so I'm going to try and press on. Actually, let me grab a Band-Aid really quick. I knew this would happen when I was testing. It was just a matter of time. No, I don't need help, Chelsea. I actually had some Band-Aids on hand just for this occasion. So back to cutting. This thing is extremely fast. I'm really liking this. It has a really high full flat grind, so it just kind of cuts without much force at all. That's awesome. That's probably the easiest cutter yet. Still extremely sharp, which is surprising. I thought I would see a little bit of dulling by now, so that's even surprising me. Still able to do really fast draw cuts. These knives are an excellent value. I mean, for $30, you're getting a knife that performs like that. Definitely an excellent value. A lot of people put down these steels. Like 8CR, they regard it as the bottom of the barrel for cutlery steels, and that's really just not true. There's some steels that would blow your mind at how bad they are. Certain companies that I won't name names. Certain companies you see at big box stores, i.e. Walmart, than the most ubiquitous Walmart brand. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of their knives, the steel is just laughable. Alright, I can tell that it's starting to dull now. And it's not dulling like an S30V or something where it's developing a toothy edge. It's just kind of getting harder to cut. So it is still, however, slicing phone book paper. So that's pretty impressive. It does have a few little spots in there that don't want to cut, but that's to be expected. Yeah, there's one really heavy spot, and I'm almost positive that's what's catching. So I'm gonna try and get through this. I will say that this knife is performing extremely well, so anybody that has this and has been lusting over something like a Para 2, don't feel like you're undergunned, because this knife is cutting very, very well. It may not hold its edge as long, but it will be a lot easier to touch up, and it does actually cut very well. I appreciate all you guys that are watching these videos. I know some of them can get long, kind of monotonous, but I try to make them as entertaining as they can be. But I mean, let's face it, 12 minutes of cutting isn't very exciting. So all you people that stick it out, I really appreciate it. Still cutting very well. I'm going to go ahead and chunk this. Going to go ahead and check my focus, which I think we are pretty much spot on. And I'll go ahead and check sharpness again. If it's still slicing this paper, I'll be surprised. It's actually not doing that badly. Up here it's dulled to the point that it actually won't grab the paper anymore. So that's the difference in between those high vanadium steels and the ones with pretty much no vanadium content. They hold their razor edge for a good long while, and then when they dull, instead of developing a working edge, they just kind of get dull. And there's really no other way around it. It's just, they just dull differently. High vanadium steels, when they get dull, they still work. These, while still okay, they won't actually work very well when they've dulled to that point. But the flip side of that is that they are extremely easy to resharpen and extremely easy to touch up. So just a few swipes on a sharp maker would have this knife easily shaving sharp again. And I may actually demonstrate that if the time doesn't run long. Getting to the point where I'm needing to saw through this stuff, so you know it's dulling. Alright, we'll go ahead and check sharpness. Yeah, it's dull to the point that it won't even... Down here, it's still sharp, because that pretty much hasn't been touched. But the part that has been cutting, it's a no-go. So I'll grab printer paper. Still plenty sharp enough to slice printer paper, and that's even with the front portion of the blade. Ooh, that could have been bad. Go ahead and check my time. I'm at 11 minutes. I need to hurry up. Gonna go ahead and power through these last few cuts. Getting very difficult to cut now. I'm actually having to kind of saw through. So, got like one more cut. Alright, and then I'll show this white rope. Still plenty sharp enough to slice through this. So it is still capable of doing work. This is 3/16 nylon rope. Will it slice printer paper? Of course. So overall, I call that pretty damn good performance from a so-called budget steel. It will definitely still slice this printer paper. And I do want to show you guys something. This is where these steels shine. Just going to do a couple passes. And this is just a white Sharpmaker rod. The exact same rods that it comes with. And this is demonstrable. This is something you could do in the field. Do you hear that? There is absolutely no resistance. That's how easy it is to touch these knives up. I mean, it's slicing just as cleanly as you could want it. And that was maybe, what, 7 or 8 swipes on that white rod? I mean, look at that. This is why I do not dislike these low vanadium steels. Because they just love to be sharp. They don't fight you getting sharp. They just kind of almost help you along. So again, listen to it. There's no resistance, no catches, no nothing. It's beautiful. Excellent knife. For $30, I dare say that that knife cannot be beat. So I wonder, drop me a comment and let me know if you think that performed better or worse than you would have imagined. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting me. Please sub. Please give me a thumbs up. Whatever you want to do. It makes my day. I'll see you next time.